The term manifestation can be defined as using energy from different dimensions or levels of consciousness and weaving it into a cohesive form through thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and behaviors. You are manipulating energy, and for you to create your manifestation deliberately, the collection of these energies must be brought together and influenced by you. The energies of the higher dimensions are available to each of us and are more easily accessible than many may believe to be true. Working directly with these higher energies helps to bring about changes more quickly than working with 3D solid reality. Manifestation. Let's examine how manifesting from a third-dimensional perspective works. From the third-dimensional perspective, all things are created and generated under the laws of attraction and reflection. We have an idea or an inspiration of something that we want to create, and we begin to work on an emotional frequency that matches this thing so that we can attract it into our lives. We then must learn to believe, know it's done, relax into that, and then allow it to become tangible. It's the universe's job to find a form that matches the frequency that we're carrying and deliver it to us. When we're free of the outcome and open to receiving whatever comes back to us, the universe can bring us multiple forms at once. For example, if a person is manifesting a windfall of money, they might find out that they're receiving an inheritance from a family member that they never even knew about, or they may come across a new business contact that opens up a world of opportunity to them. Some people limit themselves by the way in which this can take place, such as thinking that a winning lottery ticket is the only way that they can come into this money. But the universe has a design for creation that often is beyond the human mind's comprehension. This is why it's crucial to release the how of the manifestation coming into our lives. When we attempt to direct how, we limit all of the other possibilities and make it more difficult for the thing that we desire to show up in our lives. Many times during the manifestation process, we are working directly with other parts of our consciousness that are providing us with clues and information that we need to fine-tune our 3D manifestation process. For instance, another person or situation will often reflect things back to us that indicate what might be blocking us from manifesting what we desire. These are usually those undesirable instances that we would prefer that we didn't experience. However, they are a reflection of what is happening underneath the conscious layers of our mind. They show us how we truly feel and what we truly believe. It's a feedback loop that attempts to help us clear what stands in our way so that we're able to manifest what we desire in an easier and more free-flowing manner. Most of us want to create something that is of a higher vibrational frequency than what we're currently experiencing. We don't consciously intend to create something bad or negative in our lives, but third-dimensional manifestation is much like throwing a boomerang out and then waiting for it to return. If we are not in the same location or the same vibrational frequency as we were in when we released it, it will not find its way back to us. The boomerang will always come back to the location where it was thrown from, and this can take what we perceive to be as time. If we drop our frequency for some reason during this time frame by doubting, becoming impatient, or simply giving up, we're no longer in the location that we were in when we threw the boomerang out. Consequently, we will miss the manifestation. Therefore, in order to manifest in this way, it's crucial to be mindful of our thoughts and beliefs and the emotional energy that drives them. Our emotional bodies are the fuel that manifests our reality, and those emotions come from our thoughts and firmly embedded beliefs. Also, so our frequency is the same as our emotional state, and it is our frequency that draws the boomerang back to us. In third-dimensional manifestation, we are constricted by the illusion of linear time. We believe it takes time for us to manifest things, and often this is good. If we were able to manifest instantly whatever we think of, there's the possibility that we would create many painful, uncomfortable, or challenging experiences because over 90% of our thoughts run unconsciously based on the internal programs that we've developed over the course of our lifetime. The nature of our reality also comes from source. Third-dimensional manifestation is a training ground. The lag in time gives us the opportunity to clear the things that we believe about ourselves that go against the nature of who and what we truly are. It's an opportunity to elevate our consciousness, ascend in frequency, and lessen our degree of what we believe to be a separateness from all that is. What is known as the fifth dimension is actually the fifth frequency band from a multidimensional view of existence. Not all will adopt this view, as it is much broader than the view of having your current experience as the one and only reality. The various ancient schools of thought each count the planes of existence differently, but many agree on the functionality of the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension of reality, manifestation is immediate. There is a simultaneous experience of all things, so time is not a factor. The fourth dimension is described as space that a person can get to by traveling in a direction perpendicular to three-dimensional space, and fourth-dimensional thinking is about thinking from the end space of a desire as already being fulfilled. But it is the fifth dimension where manifestation becomes instantaneous. We're each learning and raising our consciousness so as to ascend through the frequency bands into higher planes of existence. As we ascend through the densities, our reality changes for the better because the outer world is a reflection of our level of consciousness. Because our consciousness is expanding, our manifestations also expand. What is known as time in our third dimension doesn't really exist. We tend to view our lives in past, present, and future terms, a line of events strung together like beads on a necklace. But at higher frequency levels, there are simultaneous timelines occurring. The events of each phase of life are happening all at the same time. These are known as parallel event streams or parallel realities, in which a person can jump back and forth from one timeline to another based on the vibrational frequency that they're carrying. We are each gradually ascending from the third to the fourth to the fifth frequency band and higher, and according to string theory, there can be no less than 10 of these frequencies, although this number is debatable amongst both scientists and mystics. Nonetheless, we each go at our own rate. Sometimes we exist in the 3D construct with the illusions of ego, time, and space, and at other times, we increase our frequency and can access the 5D construct where time is just a marker. But many have not advanced enough to stay there permanently, so they oscillate between the dimensions until becoming fully proficient at maintaining the higher frequency states. From the 5D perspective, we understand our power and our perfection, and you may realize that you have moments where you fully experience and embrace this. You may find times when your consciousness feels so pure and so aligned that you don't ever want to leave that state. This is when you know that you've moved into the higher frequency bands. Another way to understand the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimension is that in the third dimension reality, we have a very emotional experience. We use our emotional body to throw the metaphoric boomerang that brings experiences and things back to us that match those emotions. In the fifth dimension, we know more about how to influence our frequency states directly in order to create and dissolve manifestations. From this standpoint, we use the law of creation to instantly manifest things because all is now. So how do we manifest from the fifth dimension? Think of something that you'd like to create. In fifth dimensional manifestation, you simply become completely aligned with this thing through your frequency for it to be manifest. It already exists, so you don't worry about how it's going to come to be. It's as simple as seeing a reflection in front of you of what you want and having an awareness of it also in your heart center. This is the center of where you radiate your vibrational frequency. Think about the essence of this thing, the frequency it carries, how it feels to you, what it represents to you. For example, joy, happiness, excitement, and freedom. Then you simply decide if it's a frequency that you want to continue to align with or if there's something else that you would like to experience. In 5D manifestation, you're not attracting, like in the example of the boomerang. You're intentionally matching the energetic frequency of what you want by sending out that vibration, which allows you to harmonize with other frequencies of a like nature and alter the creation around you. Think of your 5D identity as the observer and your 3D identity as the part of you that's in your current physical reality. If you felt as though you were experiencing a negative state of being or an unpleasant emotion, you can choose to go into your 5D identity as the neutral observer and simply see what the 3D you is experiencing. For instance, if you were to separate yourself from yourself, so to speak, you might say, I am observing that I'm upset. I am the neutral observer that is witnessing this emotional state. From this viewpoint, you can see all the potential responses that might be manifested because of it. From this larger viewpoint, you now choose to change this emotional state and therefore your frequency into one that aligns with more joy and more freedom. This larger dimensional viewpoint allows you to access the many potential timelines and possibilities in front of you so that you can consciously decide to align with one that is the brighter outcome rather than the one where your unpleasant feelings rebound more unpleasantness to you. Practice this technique of separating yourself often to begin accessing the fifth dimensional realm of creation. The more you separate yourself as the observer and consciously choose the frequency that you will carry from the place of your heart center, the one that aligns with the possible outcome that you are able to observe from this point of view, the easier it will become for you to acclimate to this frequency and type of manifestation. For those who are already able to do this with proficiency, their most profound remarks are that every moment must carry focused attention. This is the direction we're all going in. It's simply that many of us still have homework to do to get there. The more consciously we apply this level of understanding and the more self-aware that we become of the process, the more unrestricted we will be in our power and the more accountable we will be for everything that is manifested into our lives. I hope you like this video. Subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.